This video is brought to you by Draeger's Classics. Hi, I'm Jerry Draeger, Draeger's International Classics at Seattle, Washington. We're here at Draeger's Clubhouse where I'd like to show you this beautiful, and I shouldn't say beautiful because it's not a show quality car. It's a driver quality 57 Ford Thunderbird. It's a 312 with an automatic and power steering. I bought this out of an estate, so I don't know a lot about it. We did get a receipt. There's a couple of receipts in the folder to go back to 1968. And Utah, so that's where it lived a lot of its life. It's got Utah plates on it right now, in fact. And it had a new short block back there in 1968. And we took it into Frank's restoration, Frank is an expert on 57, 56, 55 Thunderbirds. He knows them inside and out. And he did the service and safety check on it. The worst thing he had, it was a gas tank. It had problems with it, and so he put a new gas tank in it. And the paint is not perfect on it. Again, it's a driver quality car, and if it had really good paint on it, and it looks good in this video. I mean, you got to get up close to see the spots, and we'll try to show you the spots as best we can and what it looks like. Driver's side on this car looks nice and straight. The paint looks really good, but when you get down and look at it close, you'll see there's dirt in the paint in places, and there's some issues here and there. But for the most part, it actually feels pretty good. But I can see some of these issues in here. Like mostly, it's just not a great paint job, is what it amounts to. Yet most people won't ever notice it. So when you're showing this car off to them, they won't know unless they get really fussy with you. So it's got manual windows, and they both work good, and the doors close good. Got the vent windows on here, side mirror. I mean, and there's a spot in the paint right there. I mean, that's prep work right there that's showing up. And I noticed at the bottom of this door here, it hangs out a bit on this side. You don't notice it, but it does hang out a little bit. Oh, that was just a little grease. All this looks good. This windshield looks like it's been replaced to me. It's decent looking. And again, I can see spots in the paint places that you won't hardly tell they're there. But I can feel them just like right now, rubbing across here. I can feel them. And again, I say it's bad prep. So Frank said that the rockers have been replaced on this car. We'll go around with a Bondo checker for you so we can see how it looks and stuff. I mean, this front bumper, it looks good. All this looks great through here. This all looks good. This all looks nice. Now, to open the hood on this car, you got to go back, and there's a hood release in here. It's on the right side of the steering wheel. So you got to reach it hard. And of course it just lifts up just fine. This is a 312 V8 engine in here that just runs great. It's got the dress-up valve covers on there, and it's got power steering. And I mean, everything looks good in here. It's not a show detail or anything along those lines, but everything looks good. Let's take a look and see what we have on her here for the carburetor. Look at there, there's a Holly in there. Looks just fine. So everything looks good, and it runs very well. I dropped it a little hard, but you can see it closed good. So anyway, this again, right in here. I can see spots in here in this paint, and it's like dirt and stuff in there. And there's another spot right on top of here. So if they'd have spent a good job on painting this thing, I think this car looks really outstanding. Again, it's got the wide whites on here, and hood scoop looks good, all that. Now down in here, there's like a bubble right there. Most of this stuff I feel is not bubbles, so there's a little bit of bubbling there. Again, we'll go around this car with a Bondo checker for you so we can see how it works. In this door, this window, it rolls up and down good. And again, that closes good. This fit isn't perfect, but you know what? You want a $100,000 T-Bird, that ought to fit good. And this is not anywhere close to that. I mean, all this looks decent through here. I can't complain about it. Now the back end looks just like the rest of the car. It actually looks really good, even though it's got these spots in the paint. There are some blemishes in the chrome, but it really looks decent. Let's take a look and see what's in the trunk here. You got to hold it just right. Get that key to open up, and as you can see, everything looks decent in here. The mat looks like it's an original mat to me. I don't think it's a new replacement. And look at there, the floor looks good. Everything. It's got a wide white on here, and it's a bias ply tire. The jack, the base, the lug wrench, they're all here. I mean, it's even got the instructions how to jack it up on there. Somebody's put that on there. And it's even got a little paint on it and stuff. But everything else looks really good in here. And this closes down nice. And again, continuing on, all this looks good all the way along here. Under this cover right here is where the soft top would go if it had it. And you can see there's plenty of room in there. And soft tops you can buy a soft top every now and then used. When I brought this over to Frank, he chipped away underneath his tar right here, and he said this car was a white car originally. So that's what he thinks is a white car. The seats are real good. The black and white design looks good, and of course they got the white on the door panels to go with it, and the black dash, so that it all fits good with this car. This dash pad is all real good. There's a little bit of a wrinkle right there in the dash pad, but you go all the way across here, and it all looks good. Then you come back across the instruments and radio and all that, and this brushed dash. I mean, it all looks good. These door panels all look good. The armrests look good. All this looks good. The brushed metal looks good. This door looks just as good as the other side. All looks really nice, armrest and everything. A little dent right there. Now to start the 57 T-Bird, you can't start it in park. You have to pull it down into neutral, and then it'll start. And you can see the gas gauge is working. The tach works. Temperature gauge, it didn't look like it moved a whole lot. The clock does not work. But the blower works because I was out driving in the cold when I did the road test on it. And I have played, and again, this all works good, as you can see. And there's your temperature control. I'll leave it up hot. The radio, to turn the radio on, is you push that button right there, and we'll see how it does if it warms up. Lighter, I don't know if it works. We'll check it out. Wipers, they work. The horn does not honk. Now we got an ashtray right here, and the glove box over here. And look at there, there's the original handbook in there. It's old, so that's pretty good. Now, there's your radio. Doesn't.
There shall be no more death, nor sorrow, nor crying.
Anyway, just turn it off. You push that button there, and as you can see, the dome light or the under the dash light works with the door open and closed. Carpets look real good. They, I don't know how new they are or anything else like that, but both sides are good. Also, if you look way back underneath there, you can see that lever, that chrome deal. That's for the outside vent. There's one on each side. Now this is the top off the 57 Thunderbird, and as you can see, it's real nice in here. I don't think it's new or anything, but the paint looks good on there. And also this stand does not go with it. This is our stand. So you can see that it's in good shape. You can actually see this top much better when it's like this, when it's we can roll it around and you see all sides of it. The VIN tag is on the frame, right on the top there, right where it's supposed to be, and it's good. Right here is where the warranty tag would be, which would give you the color, tell you whether it's a yellow car or a blue car or a red car, and also the interior color, and it would have the date code on it and also the VIN number on here. But it's gone, so we can't tell you. But again, like we just showed you, the VIN tag is down there on the frame, and it's all good. When I first got this car, I drove it, and it was driving fine, and I drove it over to Frank's to have him do the service and safety check, and I got there just fine. Anyway, Frank did the service and safety check on it, and then he went out driving it. All of a sudden, it didn't want to go down the road. He almost didn't make it back, and the carburetor and filters were all plugged from stuff coming out of the tank, and I says, just put a brand new tank in it. So there's the brand new tank. And you can see everything else under here. It's pretty good and solid. This is a driver quality car, so you know it's not perfect. I see there's some Bondo wrapped around there a little bit and everything, but all this looks good and solid. And of course, this car, you know, it's a 57 Ford Thunderbird. It's not been restored or anything else, and that's why it looks grody under here. It's never been cleaned. We haven't done anything to do it. This is just the way we bought it, and but everything looks pretty decent and solid. There is a couple of rust spots up in here we'll show you. Now you can see these mufflers are all been replaced and new. This is just the way we bought it, so it's just like the tires on here. It's got new Coker wide white radials on there, and we didn't install them. That's the way we got them. This all looks good. The floor pans look good all the way through here. Everything. The rockers look all good, but then if this was replaced in here, they would be good. When they took it out to Frank, he looked at it and said, "Oh, both rockers have been replaced." I still look at it and I can't tell, but Frank's been doing Thunderbirds for years, so he knows them quite well. But like right here, this body support going out, it's got a rusted hole in it right there, and I can see some welding in here on this right there, so you know, Frank knows what he's talking about. Now these floor pans, I mean, I assume there's been some work done on this car. I think that this piece here, maybe this piece here too, have been replaced, because it doesn't roll under. But I don't know when or where. I mean, the floor pans look good all on the front here and everything else. Again, it's never been restored, so this is just kind of the way it came in. I don't see any patches per se on here. Everything else looks pretty decent on here. The frame looks good and solid. I saw back here where I was looking up, and I thought, oh God, that's rust, but it isn't. It's just paint. See, I can just pull it right off, and it's just paint that's not on there very good. The transmission right here, the automatic on here, these floor pans up through here. Oh, there's a spot right here. They put metal on the top of it, so there's a hole right there. Like I say, we don't see too much in here, so you got to keep looking. Every now and then you'll see something you didn't see before, but it all looks good up through there too, everywhere. There's a patch right here. This is the bottom of the 312. This engine, it runs really well. This cold car, it drives great. It may not look great underneath here, but I tell you what, I'd drive this Thunderbird anywhere. It's a good driving car. Everything works good, the power steering and automatic, and I mean it's just a good driving Thunderbird. I'd buy it again in a heartbeat. I wouldn't hesitate to buy this car. It's a good solid car, but it's a driver quality car. I look at this front end underneath here, and it all looks like good, like it's never been front end damage on it or anything. That all looks good and solid. Frank put new wheel cylinders in the front. I don't know about brake shoes. I'd have to look on the work order, but again, he took care of everything on it. The biggest problem he had with it was the gas tank. Now we're going to take the Bondo checker and go around this 57 Thunderbird for you so you can see. We know there's some spots in it, and it's had some repair work done to it. Now, I want you to be able to see this. See, it's all good along there. I think it's all good on this side. And I may not be able to hold it real steady, but I think there's a, see right, that's me. That is not me right there. Well, I guess it is. There's a little spot right there. So, that was a spot. And this is right one of those spots I showed you in a close-up. That was me. So, I mean, there is a few spots in it here. There's a little bit of bubbly right there. That, again, is me. See, now this is all good. We get back here where the rockers are installed, and we'll see different story. See, that's all good. Yeah, I think there's a spot in here. Seems like maybe not, maybe a different car I was thinking about. Nope, right there. There's a spot right there. See, there's a spot right in here. So you got a spot in there. Now we're getting into the rocker. So the door is all good. And again, the rocker was replaced down here, so there's going to be something down here. See, there's a bad spot there. But again, these rockers have been replaced. Was that me? That was... through there, there's a bit of a hole. That's still not very deep. That's 1/8 of an inch. The blue light is 1/16 of an inch. See, that's all good. Oop. That was me. So there's a little bit of, just right in there, a little bit of a hole. I shouldn't even say a hole because it's just, and I mentioned the where it was Bondo coming down around the corner there. You can see that all looks good. I think there was a piece across the back here on the other side. Right up. Well, I could be wrong. That was just me going into the rounding. So there's a little bit right there. Not much, only, you know, that's a 1/16 of an inch again. It's not a whole lot. So there's a little spot right there. Oh, and that was me. That's all good. Little right in there. Bottom of the door is good. And again, these rockers have been replaced. See, there's a, just right in there. Oh, there's a little spot right there. That's all good. That was me. That was just me. So this is all good. I don't. That's all good. Oop, that's me. That was me too. That's me. It's easy to rock it. Oop. Okay, so there's a spot in there. Look at there, that's pretty deep in there. 1/4 of an inch. And you don't know what that means either. The only way you'd ever know that is to strip it to bare metal. Now, maybe that was me all along. Nope, see, it's right in there. It isn't there. Just right here. One spot in there. And Oop, that was me. I totally rocked it. That was me again. That was me again. That was me again. So all that looks good. So there's a little spot right there. You never know what's underneath here until you strip it to bare metal. That's for sure. Now, I want to talk to you about this piece in here. I went around here with a Bondo checker, And as you can see, it goes all the way over. But this whole piece is like that. It doesn't matter where you're at on here. The whole thing is that way. So I called Frank, and he told me they used to make fiberglass pieces for this. And Andrew went underneath there, and we opened the hood and went underneath, and that back panel is fiberglass in there. So this piece is fiberglass. They did a nice job getting it to blend in and everything. You can't tell that where it ends and begins, but I just wanted you to know that. This 312 sounds really good. Now we're heading for the freeway on this beautiful sunny day in Seattle. Give you a chance to see it going down the freeway and see how nice this thing runs and drives. And I gotta tell you, it drives nice. Well, we're going up on the freeway, heading north out of Seattle on I-5. Let's give you a good chance to see this Thunderbird going down the road. I want to tell you, it really drives nice. Now you can see this thing really nice and a beautiful day for driving. This thing runs and drives so nice. It's quiet, it's smooth, doesn't rattle. It's a great driver. You'll really enjoy it. I'm not even stepping on it all the way. So the speedometer says 60, and it shows 56 on here. Now you get to see how nice this Thunderbird is on the passenger side. It handles through these corners nice. I mean, it's a great car. It's not a show car, but it's a great car. And I hope you enjoyed this drive down the freeway, so you get a good chance to see how nice this car runs and drives. And I just can't believe how smooth and nice it is. It's just been a great car, and I think you'll enjoy it. It'll give you a lot of service. It's not a show car, but it's a good car.
I'm Andrew Drager, and if you have any questions about this vehicle, please don't hesitate to call or email us.
I'm Jerry Drager, and we're a father-son team, and we hope you enjoyed the video and understand that we really try really hard to go over the vehicle with this video to show you everything. Doesn't mean that I get every single spot or anything else, but I try, and Andrew and I both work really hard to make sure the vehicles are in top shape before they leave here. You got any questions, always give us a call or email us. We'd be more than happy to talk to you. We really invite you to come see them. And if you can't, you should have them inspected. I think it's really important to make sure you understand what you're buying.